Hi Leo, welcome to your May 2020 video. Thank you so much for your patience and thank you so much for coming and finding yourself to this video. As you guys know, these readings are absolutely timeless and they're designed for anyone for whom they resonate, right? If you'd like a personal reading, I do offer an array of readings from same day readings, which are pretty affordable, about $7.49, and all the way up to more in-depth readings. So check that out if you're interested. You can find all of the links to my Etsy shop as well as my Instagram page, which I'm still kind of trying to get used to. God bless. Instagram. Anyway, so check all of that. It's in the description box below. And of course, as always, donations are welcome, and I thank you so much. Let's jump right in. All right, so Leo, God bless, or whoever you be, this reading, if this reading is for you, then you will find that in the month of May, you are going to be taking your time in a larger cycle, in a longer cycle. Now, I don't necessarily deal with astrology per se in the sense of I go out of my way to study it and whatnot, but somehow Spirit is letting me know that this is part of a larger cycle for you. And so maybe if you do follow astrology, you'll be able to make that connection. So you're going to be going through a longer cycle in the month of May. So you can see that outlined at the top here. God bless. Now, but within that larger cycle, you're going to be experiencing a smaller cycle, right? So let's start with this larger cycle first. First thing I want to say is you are exactly where you need to be. You can't see it off camera, but I'm going to move this. Why? Because I guess I can. See how these two match up here? I do love, God, guys, I love to teach. I'm a teacher, so part of me like wants to teach you how I read the cards. I feel like I need to do some videos on that. But anyway, these two cards are syncing in terms of color and vibrancy, frequency, all of that. And so what that tells me on some level is that you're exactly where you need to be. They're locating this also here to this second smaller cycle. So for those of you coming to this reading, if you feel that you're off pace, you're like off speed, off pace, or that you're in the wrong place, totes not correct, okay? Completely not correct. You're exactly where you need to be within the larger framework as well as in the smaller framework. In the larger framework, what we see is that I feel like you may have received something. So there has been some kind of drop off made to you. Now, what is that drop off? It could be something physical, like literally somebody dropped something off. It could have been you having some kind of awakening, epiphany, energetic codes coming in, whatever it is. But we see this has been a gift of love, regardless of what it looks like for you. It's been a gift of love, and I feel that this gift of love that has been received by you has come as a result of a smaller cycle that you may have just gone through. Now, when I say smaller cycle, the way that's coming through to me is I'm seeing for some of you, it's maybe like a child of yours has been visiting, maybe a younger child has been splitting households during this time. A younger child is maybe 10 years old, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, yeah, maybe about 10, 11, is I'm getting for somebody out here, the smaller cycle was that small amount of time where that child, it feels like a male energy, regardless of the biology, was staying with you. Now the child is off to be back with the father or just whatnot, but I'm seeing that as a smaller cycle, which gave you a gift of love. Children are carriers, right? God bless. They carry love, they carry lessons, always lessons of love, as hard as it is. It could also be this smaller cycle that deposited this package of love for some of you guys. Could have been something a little bit harsh and kind of like a bummer, something, that's a bummer, related to work, which kind of forced you into a position of needing to put down roots in another way, like maybe forcing you to get a job in some other way, forcing you to do something online now, something to scramble to make your life a little bit more tenable in a practical 3D sense. But that is an act of love as well that I'm seeing that is a gift. So what I'm trying to say, it could also be energetic codes, of course. Some of you having these opportunities where you're going to sleep, you're waking up, you are feeling things, you're seeing things. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit's reminding us to surround ourselves with a lot of love and our protection as well. Thank you, angels, for being with us and surrounding us and keeping us as safe as possible. God bless. See? Don't we love our guides and angels and guides? Oh my gosh. Anyway, So whatever that smaller cycle is that deposited some kind of act of love or opportunity for love or something energetically that leads to love for you, I'm seeing that that's something that you've received and it's something that has taken root within you. I do feel that it's something that you were supposed to receive. It's along your life path. But I'm also seeing that you're going to be in this longer cycle for the month of May. You are going to be learning how to work with this package of love. In other words, you're going to be learning how to dwell within, embody, learn how to use, how to wield, how to vibrate with, how to align with this lesson, this package of love slash lesson slash awareness, new information that Spirit has given you. And so this is what we see here with you taking lessons about it, with you kind of mulling it over, taking notes. Some of you I'm seeing are very oriented towards spiritual learning, and so you will take notes. You will make note of things that happen for you. But at the end of the day, what I'm seeing, this is all about anchoring that information in. Now, let's just clear up, because some of you I feel like may have trouble understanding trouble understanding what these non-physical packages and codes and all of that, how it translates into the physical, what I'm saying about you grounding it in. Very simply put, that means, so for example, you get an energetic exchange by way of somebody, like somebody else puts you into a situation, or you're in a situation where there's a little bit of conflict or tower moment, or just an exchanging of words, or someone says something that you're like, oh, that's interesting, right? What's actually happening is an energetic exchange. Now, once you receive that energetic exchange, in other words, once you have that event, right, could be as simple as a discussion over coffee or a full-blown argument or just something. Once you have that, it's now in your energy field, and it's all about integrating in with your energy field. And so when you start to have things happen and you take notes of it, if you notice it, and what that is the energy working its way through your field and appearing now in visible, tangible, physical reality for you. And that looks like you having epiphanies, you having realizations, you getting the flu, something like this, your body aching, you having new desires, you seeing new things. That's the integration of energy coming through. Now, what's the difference between somebody who is spiritually awakened and conscious and someone who isn't, is that the person who isn't sees themselves at the bottom of this experience. Ow, my body aches, I hate this, I'm getting older, what's up with this? All of a sudden now I'm angry with this person in my life, oh my God, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand, I'm always confused, I hate life. And the person who's more spiritually awake, they can put two and two together, and they're like, okay, this something is making its way through my system. What is it? Let me sit down, let me meditate. God, what are you trying to have me see? They'll even be able to see the signs out there. They'll be able to put things together, and that's what it means to become conscious and more online with your awareness. And so when I say that you guys will be, whoever you are, will be for the month of May or whenever you're watching, integrating this longer cycle of information. You've received this already. And now it's about integrating into your body until you, and your awareness, coming down to the physical level awareness, until you can finally have it integrated. You see that right there? Okay. So, okay, so you guys know I usually like to show the cards, but based on the setup, literally. So I'll show you that longer cycle of what you're in. You came off a smaller cycle where that energetic exchange happened for you. Whatever that real world, 3D, physical world event was for you, it depends on you specifically, and that's the realm of a personal reading, but you received some kind of information or some kind of energy. Now, we see this receiving, reassurance of the golden light. The package has been dropped off. Now, the next step that happens, and it has been happening, is that it's in your field now, it's in your body, and it's activating things. For some of you, you may well have gotten an energetic a DNA activation. Look at how I'm holding the card, and now we see how it's lined up with that beautiful rose quartz, right? This is the energy coming in. Like I said, it's an energy of love. We also have this pink rose of Lady Nada. She comes in here with a package of love just to verify what it is that we're saying. And now it's all about, in the month of May, going through this process where it is integrated, where there's awareness of this as having been something that you were destined to receive. You're along your life path. So it's good. That's a good thing, because if this reading resonates with you, then you're on your path. Look at this. They're saying that just allow the energy to come in for you. This is about you not needing to lift a hand. This card itself, the law of efficiency, talks about things coming easily to somebody. This is your birthright, and so you let it come through. You have to drink a lot of water. I'm also seeing for some of you some teas would be good. The teas, I'm getting, you don't necessarily have to have milk in those teas, whatever those teas are. Yeah, there are certain teas, and you will know, because some of you might be like, well, which teas, which teas, which teas? But again, going back to being spiritually awakened, yes, you can ask people like me, or you can ask whoever which teas, but you'll know which tea it is, because somehow some form of tea will come to you. A friend will be like, oh my God, I'm drinking this ginger root tea, or you'll see something online and it just clicks. That's when you call into your experience the stuff that you need, okay? And so whatever you need, this card is saying you will have for this. And I see this around week 3, or also something, yeah, with the 6 in there, the 16th, maybe the 26th, yeah, the 16th maybe to the 26th, somewhere around there. I'm seeing you starting to really have that energy come through, get really, really grounded into you, and you're starting to, at the conscious level, make sense of what it is that you have received. Now, going back, for some of you who might be like, well, what does that look like in my practical life? Let's go with the example, God bless, of this son that maybe came to stay with you for a little bit, right? And now he's back off to stay with his other parent, or just whatever that is. You guys spent some time together, now he's off, right? But he's left an impression on you. He's left an energy with you. And so in what you might get around this time, when it starts to come to your conscious mind, is you might have thoughts like, oh my God, I spent time with my son, and if it was great or it wasn't great or just whatever, but now I see that reminded me, that triggered a memory of my father and me and blah blah blah. And then you have that awareness like, oh my God, here's a pattern that I need to work on. Now see this here, the next card says grounding. That's when you are aware of that pattern, because it's come up from the subconscious, boom, and it's grown on the surface. You can put your head down to it, literally. It's so interesting, see how spirit works. When you put your head down to that new awareness, in other words, you meditate about it, you move out of this space of hatred and this space of anger and blaming and stuff, and more into understanding and being able to glean more from that situation than before. As I was looking at it, it's off to the side, I saw this guy come in. Let's look at what he says. Open your heart, right? Thanks, Archangel Samuel. Open your heart. Open your heart. And so the little cycle that you guys will be going through in this month, along with this large cycle, is going to be about, partly about processing that information that comes up during the month of May. Look at this. I'm getting an 8, so it could be something with an 8. So maybe the 28th, maybe the 18th, maybe something with an 8 energy. It could be a day that comes down to an 8. Who knows, right? Maybe not, but because what day would that be? 44, right? Anyway, you get the point. You're going to have awareness, and there's going to be this coming around. Okay, it could be in a number of days from now that amounts to an 8, but either way, I'm seeing completion of this. This is about coming into awareness of whatever this sacred learning is that needed to come in for you. Now, the small cycle that I'm seeing for you, God bless, guys, is in the month of May. I'm getting this coming from April as well. So it's almost like April 0.2, 2.0, right? I'm seeing it's all about living your joy, living your joy. They're saying even while you're working on these longer lessons of self-awareness, you can still be enjoying yourself, living your joy. And this could also be referring to the quarantine, right? We've been quarantining for some time now, but living your joy. I'm seeing someone with a typewriter. I'm seeing someone sewing. I'm seeing someone cooking. I'm seeing, this is creativity at its finest. Because when you do that, you open your heart. You create this unfiltered, unhindered, what can I say, highway, link, bridge to your heart space. Creativity comes from the heart because we're creator beings, and that's when we're living our nature. Now I feel that as you guys have been opening your heart to doing things that bring you joy, whether it's playing board games, writing, doodling, whatever, a lot of you have come up against some uh, they're saying insignificance, right? Some insignificant blockages and hindrances. And that's when you got stuff like people in your ear, like, you should be doing this instead of playing tiddlywinks. And you should be, instead of doodling and playing video games, you should be looking for a job. Or you should be all of that stuff. Or it could be even the voices of your parents in the past instilling certain values in you that just don't apply anymore. Where, as you open your heart and give into this call for joy and this creativity and this exploration, you're going to encounter blockages. And so it's about dismantling those. And you do that by trusting in God and knowing that when you follow your joy, you are automatically following your abundance, because your joy is literally the unhindered progress, the unhindered pathway. And so when your pathway is unhindered and unblocked, you have no choice but to attract abundance. And so that's what you have to keep in mind. I just saw 16 minutes, 16 seconds as I said that. And look at the next card, God bless. Unconditional love. This is having love. Thanks, Mother Mary. This is unconditional love for yourself. How can you be yourself and be in your state of joy and happiness when you are blocking your own creativity? And so this quarantine season, for lack of a better word, for this quarantine season, this is what it's all about. It's all about coming face to face with your fears, shadows, blockages, and one by one, knocking them out of the way with God, with trust, and with your creativity, connecting to the stuff that gives you joy. So meditation is going to be important for you in this month. I do see that for some of you, it's about connecting with family, but also recreating what your real family is, your tribe is. And maybe for some of you, your tribe, your real loving family so far that you've discovered after getting rid of those who are not so good for you, are nothing but you, some string, and some beads. And now you're gonna, with your family of jewelry, make jewelry and put out there. That's you connecting to your creativity, the stuff that really supports you. Maybe you have nobody in your life that really fits that bill if you're keeping it serious and keeping it 100. And then you realize, okay, it's all about me. I'm my own family. I connect through my craft. I connect through my creativity. And as you do that, you find people who share that talent, that scope of awareness, that ability to witness, right? So my point is, for some of you, quarantine season has shown that your family cannot necessarily be trusted and should not necessarily be in your inner circle. But you have to understand, we all have an inner circle. And sometimes it's all about having that circle already there. And maybe you realize that you're the only one, boop, right here. You're the only one who's in that circle so far, right? Or you might realize that, boop, it's me and, oh, this person. I would never have thought this person, nobody else. And the people you thought would be there are not there yet, right? There are people who will come to join your inner circle when of trust and of love and guidance and all of that and creativity, when you start to put those boundaries in place. When you finally start to say, I want to build my foundation not upon expectations from people or what society says, but upon what works for me. I have to have creativity in my life. I have to have people who support that. I have to have a space where I can be by myself and have that understood by others. And you have to have the standards, guys. When you have the standards, you have to be willing to be the only person in that circle, but you have to know something is true. There is a circle. It's already there. But you can't be discouraged by finding out that you're the only person in the circle at this time. All right? So it's just like that Zoom meeting, right? Everyone has the links. You don't know who has the link to the Zoom meeting, but sometimes you go to the Zoom meeting and you're the first one there and no one else is there yet. But one by one, they flood in. Okay? All right, so Spirit is saying that yes, you received. We know this, you received something of light. But look right under that card, God bless. We have this beautiful Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is saying that you received it, but you only received it because you called it in. Now, why did you call it in? Because Ten of Cups is over there, emotional fulfillment. But 10 of Pentacles, this is because you, on some level, spoke to you on another level and said, I'm ready to receive. 20 minutes, 20 seconds. There it is. I'm ready to receive my birthright. And look right underneath there. Sometimes I don't even need to shuffle these cards, God bless. Look, it's the Ace of Cups. When you ask, you shall receive. But look at how this card, the Eight of Cups, already I can tell what card it is peeking out from underneath. They're saying, who cares about what you have to walk away from? Eight of Cups energy. Who cares that you're walking away from those Eight of Cups? We don't care. What you're walking away from doesn't matter. What you're walking towards is all that you need to be concerned about. Because when you take that Eight of Cups that you're walking away from and you get that Ninth Cup, what's Nine of Cups? Wishes fulfilled. What's 10 of Cups? Emotional fulfillment. So what they're saying is stop worrying about the cups that you're leaving behind. You know, sometimes two in the hand is not, what did I say? Two birds in the hand is worth one in the bush. The idea, a bird in the hand. What am I saying? A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So the idea that they're trying to say is, I'm not even going to go and, anyway, look, let me, this is why we don't quote. The original quote is, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. The point is, if you have something practical, don't just let it go for something, potential. But in this case, let that go, that one bird, because you never know, or those 8 cups, because you never know what's actually waiting for you in the bush. And when you trust Spirit and you follow with your own standards of what you will accept, creativity, what you will not accept, right? Judgments, then you will have a chance to really, really, really slip into that 9 of Cups, wishes fulfilled, and 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. They're saying that the friends will come, the people will come. A lot of you are sitting and pining for soulmates and whatnot, but they're saying that you have to understand that in order to get this soulmate connection, whether it's friends or commitments with romantic partners, you have to put the work in. And the work includes letting things go, letting people go, avoiding that stagnation and being stuck and waiting. It means riding the wave of the energies coming in, allowing the flow to give you the victories, even though those victories are hard to stomach, right? Yes, getting over that abusive ex, it hurts and stuff, but victory. Hard-won victory. It means managing your emotions and setting your emotions not to what you're feeling and what you're coming from, but looking towards what you're going towards. Emotional fulfillment. And sometimes that is the hard place because you want your pain to be witnessed so much. But they're saying God is your witness. Let God be your witness. Let your angels and guides and your friends and family who are worthy enough to stand by you in those moments be your witnesses, right? And that, again, if you find yourself having no witness, nobody believes you, nobody supports you, everyone thinks you're a complainer, whatever, then you need to let them go. That's where that transition card is. See this heartbreak and this 4 of Pentacles holding on to something too much? Let it go. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, along with the Hangman, stagnation. Those are some killer energies right there. 1, 2, and 3, that is a deadly combination. Having the heartbreak, not letting it go. Staying in stagnation. We've all been there, guys. We've all been there. But we want to skip from this transition card over straight to this wheel. This transition card, ending of the cycle. How? By focusing on meditating, allowing God to move our minds. Sometimes we need the great mover to come in. We can't just move this ourselves because it's like asking a broken computer to fix itself. No, sometimes we need the computer to be worked on by someone, and that's where we say the great comforter, bringing in the Lord, bringing in God, Jesus, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, whoever it is that you feel that is going to help you, higher self, right? Because when we trust and we allow them to work that miracle in our life, we move from here, this transition, into here, ending that cycle and closing the door without getting stuck in the heartbreak and the stagnant energies and the holding on too tightly for too long. And once we are in this place of this, allowing the wheel to change in our favor, look, it deposits us right into this emperor position. God bless, right? This is the person who has found a way to balance the inner pain, the outer pain. So balance what you saw happen, the story of what happened to you. This guy cheated, this person gypped me out of this house, and blah, 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 blah. Balancing it with the heartbreak that you have, balancing it with the heartbreaks that were triggered by that event, balancing it with what everybody in your life is telling you should be doing, and balancing it with the energy and the trust that you can have. See, these cards are coming together now. The energy and the trust that you can have with God. And what happens is this, the tower moment, right? And the tower moment need not be something devastating. It's all encompassing in a sense, but it can pass just like a little breeze, a zephyr, if you will. It can be something as subtle as a change in perception, a miracle, as the Course in Miracles would call that. A change in perception. You wake up with a different mentality. You're watching something funny on TV, like Arrested Development or something, and then you see a scene that just shifts something for you. That's a tower moment, okay? So anyway, long story short, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this reading for the month of May 2020. If this reading resonates with you, regardless of your sign, and I guess regardless of the time, then you will be continuing on a longer cycle of healing, but you will be able to enjoy a smaller cycle where you're processing things, you're allowing God in, you're learning to trust, and you're opening your heart. How? The key is your creativity, okay? And I don't care if you're playing hopscotch in your bathroom. If it brings you joy and it opens you up to your higher self, that's what you need to be doing. But as you do that, please remember to have faith in yourself and to allow Spirit to move within your life, okay? So hopefully that helped kind of put some things into perspective for you guys. If you'd like a personal reading, you know where to find me. I am offering some awesome new readings, like soul contract readings, love readings, all this. But my readings go in depth. It always goes to the soul level, because I'm very much interested in seeing soul contracts. So if you're looking to really delve into what's going on, including those past life influences, then hit me up. All right. But otherwise, please enjoy the videos that I do have out, and please enjoy your month. Take some time to rest. Okay. Mwah. Bye.